The Redmi Note 9 Pro 5G is certainly the world's cheapest 108 megapixel smartphone, but how does it fare up in a charging speed test with a massive 4820 mAh battery and 33 watt charging, going up against the fastest charging smartphone in the world, the Mi 10 Ultra with 120 watt charging and a 4500 mAh battery, the OnePlus 8T with the same size cell as the Xiaomi and 65 watt charging, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with the same size battery as the two before it, but limited to 25 watt charging, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max where you have to splurge extra to get that 20 watt charging block, but the smallest battery in the test here with 3687. I'm really excited to see how a massive battery on the left can compete in a charging speed test towards the smallest battery all the way on the right hand side. This is TechNick, and without further ado, let's go. Before we hit start on the timer phone on the right hand side, we're going to be testing out the temperature here using an infrared heat gun on all devices. This will change through every interval, which you'll see pop up in the top right hand corner now. So we'll measure the peak as well, which is the hottest it got throughout the test, as well as the interval based on the current interval we're on right now, which is 6 minutes. We have 12% on the Note 9 Pro 5G, 32% on the Xiaomi, 27 not far behind the Xiaomi is the OnePlus, 11% on both the Samsung and the iPhone. I have made sure to disable all sense of battery optimizations over here when it comes to charging, so they are all speeding through as fast as they possibly can. After 10 minutes, 22% on the Note 9, 49, almost 50% on the Xiaomi, 43% not far behind that, the OnePlus 8T, 19% on the Samsung, now pulling ahead of the iPhone 12 Pro Max with 18%. The hottest device here in terms of interval and peak is the Xiaomi, and the coolest is its baby brother, the Redmi. And on that 15-minute mark interval, we have the coolest device still being the Redmi, and the hottest being the Xiaomi with 33% on the Redmi and 70% on the Mi 10 Ultra with that crazy 120 watt charging. After 20 minutes, we have 85% now on the Xiaomi, 72% on the OnePlus, which is second in line here. Third in line is the Note 9 Pro 5G with 44%, 9% behind that, the Note 20 Ultra, 10% behind that, the iPhone 12 Pro Max. After 25 minutes, we have broken that 50% barrier on the Note 9 Pro 5G, almost clocking out on the Mi 10 Ultra, 83% on the OnePlus 8T, 43% on the Note 20 Ultra, which is now matched by the iPhone 12 Pro Max, with the coolest phone now being the Samsung and the hottest still being the Xiaomi. After 30 minutes, we almost have the Xiaomi hitting 100% at 99% here, 64% on the Redmi, 93% on the OnePlus, 51% now passing that barrier, the Samsung, but beating that, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and the Xiaomi says cheers to us after just 31 minutes charging up full, which is not quite as good as its 23-minute advertised time. And Android Authority have tested this out, and it only really peaks at around 90 watts. It can get to 120 watts in absolute perfect conditions and probably when the phone is off, but most of you guys charge your phone when they are on, and for that reason the OnePlus 8T gets it in 36 minutes, which is actually a minute quicker than its advertised time. So great job there, OnePlus, with its 4500 mAh battery, ending off a little bit hotter than the Mi 10 Ultra, which is surprising though its peak wasn't quite as hot. And after the 45-minute interval, we have 89% on the Redmi, 72% on the Note 20 Ultra, and beating that, the iPhone 12 Pro Max now with 74%. The Samsung is now the coolest, and the hottest interval is the Redmi, with the hottest peak still being the Xiaomi and the coolest peak also being the Samsung over here. Nearing that 1 hour mark interval, take a look at the milliampere per minute reading on the Xiaomi as opposed to the OnePlus. We have 145 on the Xiaomi as opposed to 125 on the OnePlus, since they have the same size battery, and the Xiaomi was just 5 minutes quicker there. On that 1 hour mark interval, the Redmi is about to clock out now 100% after 1 hour and 1 minute, which is pretty impressive. The advertised time here is 58 minutes with 33 watt charging, and a massive biggest battery here, bigger than the rest of them, is a 4820 mAh battery on the Redmi, so it is pretty impressive, just 3 minutes slower than its advertised time. The Samsung and the iPhone are both pretty much neck and neck here, 94% on the Samsung now, taking the lead over the iPhone with 92% after 1 hour and 10 minutes. And if you take a look at the milliampere per minute reading on the Redmi, since it has a larger battery, it's actually pretty close to the others with 79 milliamps, which is not terrible, and its first 50% did it in 22 minutes, with the first 50% of the Xiaomi did it in 10.5 and 12 minutes on the OnePlus 8T. The Samsung said cheers to us after 1 hour and 50 minutes, pretty much what I always get around 1 hour, 14, 15, 60 minutes, not too bad there, with a milliampere per minute reading of 60 milliamps, which is a lot worse than the Redmi since it has a slightly smaller battery, and the iPhone is still at 98% after 1 hour and 30 minutes. Battery optimization when it comes to charging is indeed off on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, though it doesn't seem to have the fastest charging speeds. It is a little bit quicker with its 20-watt block as opposed to its predecessor, the 11 Pro Max, and that does indeed have a larger battery cell. 100% after 1 hour and 39 minutes is not terrible, but it does indeed have the worst milliamp hour per minute reading of 37.2 and the worst 50% reading of 29 minutes and 63.6 milliamp hours. Yes, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra also finished at 29 minutes, but it got a better 77.6 milliamp hour per minute reading in its first 50% because it has a much larger battery than the iPhone over here. Fifth place here we have the iPhone 12 Pro Max with 1 hour and 39 minutes, still pretty decent in an iPhone perspective. 20-watt charging, 3687 milliamp hour battery, much larger cell than that. The Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with a 4500 milliamp hour battery and slightly faster 25-watt charger did it quite a bit faster than the iPhone with an hour and 15 minutes. Third place we have the Redmi Note 9 Pro 5G, the $200 smartphone, 33-watt charging, biggest battery of the bunch here, 4820 milliamp hour battery with an hour and 1 minute. Pretty impressive for Redmi here. Even more impressive than that, the OnePlus 8T in second place with 36 minutes, 65-watt warp charging, the fastest we've ever seen any OnePlus device, 4500 milliamp hour cell. Same size cell as that, the Mi 10 Ultra, though getting a slightly faster score. It does have almost double the wattage charging capabilities of it, but just in 31 minutes in first place. Of course, when we talk about temperatures over here, the Xiaomi did hit the highest peak, with the coolest peak being the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. The coolest end temps was the iPhone, and the hottest end temps was, strangely enough, the OnePlus 8T. Of course, the milliamp hour per minute reading is indeed allocated to the King Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra with 145, but not far behind that, the OnePlus 8T, and I can't say the Redmi did a bad job with around 80 milliamp hours per minute. The Samsung and iPhone definitely fell off the end over there, with the iPhone getting a crazy 37.2 milliamp hour per minute charging rate. Hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. A sub to the channel would be fantastic. This is TechNick, and I'll see you in the next one.